So last year, we told you about the fight to preserve the world's oldest existing basketball court in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Yeah, that's where it is. It was one of the first places the game was ever played. So that fight, this is what it looks like. That fight was a success. It is getting a historical makeover, 130 years in the making. Plans right now are in place to turn this site into the Canadian National Basketball Experience Museum. And for more, we are joined by Tom Liston. He's the chair of fundraising for the world's oldest basketball court. Hey, good morning, Tom.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
This is very exciting. I've actually been there when I visited St. Stephen's about 3 years ago, and I was fascinated to learn that, while there's the one in Paris, which everybody thinks is the oldest existing, and it looks like a palace, this one is like above a thrift store. It's got so much history to it.
It's an accidental find. We're very fortunate in a way to have a fire that uncovered this oldest basketball court. So this is a very old building in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, which is right on the border of Maine. And it evolved through the years. It was a pharmacy. It had doctor's offices. As these buildings evolved, different stores come and go. And then it became a thrift shop. And there was, unfortunately, a fire.
Yep.
But that fire came up to the front of the building. And thankfully, they put it out fairly quickly. And during that discovery, or during that fire, they had sprinklers go off and the smoke damage of the carpets. So they had to rip out these old carpets. And when they rip up the old carpets, they paused for a minute. They said, this floor looks different.
Yeah.
And these tin ceilings look pretty special. And that prompted extensive research to find that there was a YMCA there. And then over time, they realized that Lyman Archibald, who was he's a student of Dr. Naismith, who invented the game. Lyman Archibald is also Canadian. He brought the game to the YMCA in St. Stephen, and when you do all the dating, you figure that the first international game was played there, and it's the oldest existing basketball court left in the world. So it's a pretty exciting discovery, and since then we've been able to evolve it and save it, and we have big plans.
Okay, well, let's share some of those plans. What will people get to see and do once they visit the museum when it's complete?
Yeah, 100%. So we were able to hire Cambridge 7 out of Cambridge, out of Boston area, and they just finished a reno of the Naismith Hall of Fame in the U.S., a $25 million reno. And they are the world's leading experts in really sports museum. They do a number of things at Cambridge 7, but they're really that vertical they're really excel at. And we'll have a lot of interactive displays. We have a memorandum of understanding with Canada Basketball. We have a fantastic relationship with Canada Basketball. And Canada Basketball wants to put 3 Hall of Fames. There's no physical Hall of Fame for Canada Basketball right now. So they want to put one in the GTA area, the West Coast, and St. Stephen, New Brunswick will host a node of the Hall of Fame.
Amazing.
So we have a great vision of what that building is going to become. It's not just about the court. That's obviously the catalyst for people to come.
Yeah.
But we'll take you through the journey of Dr. Naismith when he invented the game in 1891 to when Lyman Archibald brought the game to this court in 1893, and that journey to the NBA that eventually started in 1946. So Springfield College and Naismith Hall of Fame are pretty excited, and we're going to help tie that lineage together from Naismith to sort of the NBA and that start.
And this is a picture. So that brick building is what's there now, but this is what's surrounding it. That's what the hope of what it's going to look like.
So yeah, we bought those 2 brick buildings, and only not in Toronto. We paid $1.1 million. We raised from private money from the Irving families, the McEwen families, a lot of Maritimers. Before we even bought the building, they donated $1.1 million. We were able to buy those 2 buildings, buy the building beside it.
Amazing.
And that new rendering is what Cambridge 7 envisions, so we can add more space, add the Hall of Fame, add some elevators, etc. But the vision is really bold and really exciting.
Listen, you've got the connection directly with Naismith. Have you had interest from the NBA? Has Drake phoned you up and said, this looks great, I'd like to come out?
We haven't had Drake yet, but we do an event yearly where we do invite former NBA players and a lot of people from the Canada Basketball Hall of Fame, a lot of former coaches from Team Canada down. So with that, we're going to really add some programming to this as well. It's not just about the museum and the performance center, but we want to add like youth in the community, youth at risk, national 3-on-3 tournaments end in St. Stephen. So the vision is just beyond the court and the museum and the Hall of Fame, and it's really about programming and additional opportunities for them to see it. So we'll welcome Drake when he wants to come, and hopefully we'll come to visit. Yeah,
I have to say, having been there and touched those wood floors, it does feel very special, whether you're a basketball fan or not. But if you're a fan of Canada, it's pretty special. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.